You think they're letting people get to Michael Jordan? You're tripping.
What if a four-time NBA champion revealed something completely unexpected? That the most famous basketball player in the world couldn't even freely meet women. Not because he lacked attention or appeal, but because the system built around him made it nearly impossible. John Salley isn't just any former player sharing an opinion. He was part of the legendary different franchises, so when he speaks, people pay attention. When Salley was asked what it was really like traveling with Jordan behind the scenes, his answer challenged everything fans assume. Most people imagine that being Michael Jordan meant unlimited access, fame opening every door, money flowing endlessly, and attention everywhere he went. And while some of that image is true, rooms did go silent when Jordan entered and people instantly noticed him, there was a hidden reality. According to Salley, despite all the attention, almost no one could actually get close to Jordan. The security, the structure, and the constant control around him created a barrier that few could cross. What looked like total freedom from the outside was in many ways the opposite. Behind the fame and spotlight, Jordan was operating inside a system that tightly managed his access to the outside world, limiting even the most basic personal interactions.
This is what I said. I traveled with Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, the Beatles. That was traveling with.
Right.
They're not letting anybody near y'all, dog. You ain't getting no stragglers, because there are no stragglers.
Woo!
Because you're not letting any of that riffraff near the Messiah.
What if a four-time NBA champion went even further by comparing life on the road with Michael Jordan to traveling with global icons like Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and Michael Jackson, figures who lived under constant surveillance and protection? That comparison says everything about the level Jordan had reached. He wasn't just an athlete anymore. He was a global phenomenon. Wherever he went, he moved inside a tightly controlled, high-security environment. According to Salley, the protection around Jordan was so intense that it resembled how a sitting president travels. This wasn't just about keeping him safe, it was about protecting something far bigger than one player. Salley explained that the NBA had so much invested in Jordan that in many ways, he was more valuable than the entire Chicago Bulls franchise. That level of importance meant access to him was extremely limited, and that same protection didn't just keep threats away, it kept everyone away, including women. Despite the fame, attention, and endless interest surrounding him, very few people could actually get close. Salley even hinted that his own best nights came in places like Miami, not because Jordan had more freedom there, but because
Best time was in Miami, because when you lose and no one pays attention to you and you go out, the girls still say, you make how much a year?
Right.
It's still that. Then you get to hang out and you ain't so big, no one is targeting you, no one remembers you.
John Salley explained that this is the hidden reality of being a role player in the NBA. You can lose games, go mostly unnoticed, and move through life with a level of freedom that superstars never experience. That anonymity is a luxury, and it's something Michael Jordan never had, not even once throughout his entire career. Salley described how he could walk into a South Beach club, blend in, and just be another tall guy enjoying the night who happened to play basketball. There was no chaos, no overwhelming spotlight, just a normal experience. Jordan, on the other hand, lived in a completely different reality. He couldn't even step into a gas station without everything stopping, like time itself froze. People stared, crowds formed, and the environment instantly changed. Salley realized quickly that this wasn't just fame, it was something far beyond that. He even recalled a rare moment when he convinced Jordan to go out in Philadelphia. Jordan wasn't comfortable with the idea at all. He preferred somewhere like Atlantic City, where things could be tightly controlled and more private.
Michael in Philly, and I begged him to go out. He was like, no, we're going, down to Atlantic City. And I said, no, man, forget that, man. They already on you. Just come to the club. Sal, I can't go to the nightclub. I said, I got it hooked up. We go in the back way. You chill. Can I smoke cigars in there? Yeah.
John Salley described how he carefully planned every detail of that night in Philadelphia to give Michael Jordan a rare moment of normalcy. They used a back entrance to avoid attention, set up cigars, and kept the lighting low to maintain a relaxed, low-key atmosphere. For a brief moment, maybe 30 seconds, it actually worked. Jordan was just another guy in the room. Then everything more valuable than any promotion or advertisement. Just like that, the illusion of normalcy disappeared. The privacy was gone, the attention was overwhelming, and the night was effectively over before it even began.
Owner of the place come and go, is that Michael? Yeah. In my club? Yeah. Turn the lights on. He turned the lights on.
Oh, shit.
So everybody could see Michael was in his...
Once the lights came on, the entire atmosphere shifted. Every woman in the room tried to get his attention, while every man watched his every move. Conversations that were once private turned into loud whispers about Michael Jordan. It wasn't a normal night out anymore. It felt more like a cage with music playing, where there was no real escape. That's the side of fame people rarely consider. On the surface, it looks like Jordan had everything anyone could want: money, status, attention. But moments like this reveal the trade-off. Even something as simple as sitting in a dim corner of a nightclub and having a quiet conversation became impossible. The spotlight According to John Salley, the routine started early, 7 a.m. sharp. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Ron Harper were already in the gym, lifting hard before most of the team had even woken up. After that came breakfast, some time to recover, and then they would show up to practice around 10:30 as if it were just a normal day. Meanwhile, the rest of the roster walked in thinking they were just starting their work, not realizing those three had already completed a full workout before even touching a basketball. Salley also revealed that Kobe Bryant later followed that exact same blueprint. He would wake up early, hit the gym, get his lift in, eat, and then arrive at the facility ready to train again by mid-morning. But this routine wasn't just about discipline or loving the grind. It connected to something deeper. For Jordan, the court was the one place where he had complete control over his life. Everywhere else, things could change instantly. A club owner could turn him into a spectacle, security could restrict his movement, and the public could watch his every step. But inside an empty gym at 7 a.m., none of that existed. There was no noise, no crowd, no pressure, just him, the court, and total control. Salley also shared a moment with a young Kobe that tied directly into this mindset. When he asked Kobe if he planned to become the next Michael Jordan, What John Salley revealed about Michael Jordan pulls back the curtain on a side of fame most people never consider. According to Salley, Jordan's life wasn't just about success, money, and attention. It was about restriction. Despite being one of the most recognizable figures on the planet, Jordan couldn't move freely in public. Salley compared traveling with him to the level of icons like Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and Michael Jackson, figures who lived under constant surveillance. Everywhere Jordan went, security followed tightly, not just to protect him, but to control access. Even in social settings, people couldn't simply approach him. The same fame that opened doors also closed off basic human experiences. Salley described how different life was for role players compared to someone like Jordan. While Salley could walk into clubs, blend in, and enjoy a normal night, Jordan couldn't even enter a room without everything stopping. One story from Philadelphia highlights this perfectly. Salley arranged a private, low-key night out for Jordan, complete with a back entrance and dim lighting. For a brief moment, it worked. But as soon as the club owner realized Jordan was there, the entire place lit up, turning the night into a spectacle. Instantly, all attention shifted to him, people staring, talking, and trying to get close. What was meant to be a quiet outing became overwhelming, forcing Jordan back into the spotlight he could never escape. This level of fame meant Jordan never experienced normal life, not in clubs, not in restaurants, not even casually in public. Salley described it as one of the worst parts of being at that level. It wasn't just attention, it was total loss of privacy. Even today, LeBron James deals with a similar reality, where every movement becomes a headline. But what makes Jordan's situation even more intense is that it happened before social media and smartphones existed. Even without modern technology, the grip of fame around him was absolute. Interestingly, Salley connected this lack of freedom directly to Jordan's legendary work ethic. He observed that Jordan, along with Scottie Pippen and Ron Harper, would be in the gym early in the morning, long before team practices began. That routine wasn't just about discipline. The court was the only place Jordan had full control over his life. In an empty gym at 7 a.m., there were no cameras, no fans, no expectations, just basketball.